Hello, dear ones. I want to I want to wish us all a really good day because I know that there is a lot of turmoil in people's minds and hearts and emotions. And some people are very happy after the results last night, and some people are terrified. And then there's everything in between. Now, I will just share with you how I experience it all. And it's almost like a springboard of what I talked about yesterday, where it's like we're at this new edge, and what do we want now? Do we want to stay locked into these emotions that have been running their course for a long time, anticipating how the election would come out yesterday, and then of course the impact that that had, whether it was a good or a bad one, and what we are left with now, and what we are left with, each and every one of us, that is a very individual experience. So I will just share mine. I am so excited because I feel the energies are so present. It really feels like there is something taking birth right now in our consciousness. And it is very important for us, at least as far as I can see, that we start tuning into those energies, whether it's in here, around, whatever, and not focus too much. It's hard not to focus on it when you're very emotional, but not to focus too much of the outer changes that took place last night and that will probably keep taking place, whether it's in a good direction or in a bad direction. We don't know, right? All we know right now is that we are here with each our individual experience and emotions, and maybe hope, or maybe a possibility of something new coming in. Now, I feel that, and it's very interesting because I have actually talked with two clients today who came in with actually, one client and one friend, I shouldn't say that. One came in with a deep energy of fierceness, and it was like it surprised her because she had not expected to wake up with this fierce energy where it's like cutting through the whole circus of what we have been watching now for a long time. And there was like, she knew where she was going. This energy was just like, and then my friend, where that similar conversation came up, and she also woke up with a very insightful energy, showing what is going on a much, much deeper level. And both of these experiences that I'm sharing now is something that I have been feeling for a long time. But yesterday, when I did my YouTube video, there was just like, I just felt like we are at the edge. We've come to the end. We cannot go any further than we have. Now we need to take a leap and let the old go. It's gone. It's over, finished. If we choose to hold on to it by talking about it, complaining about it, we are bringing an energy with us that is actually over. Now, I'm not saying we should not be present with our experience because it has to be processed. This energy coming in, that will also process or smooth out or release the emotional contractions that we are living with and have lived with for a long time. And of course, we're hoping that, some kind of an outer figure could change that. And as I talked about yesterday, that's impossible. We are the only ones who can clear out the energies inside with help a lot of the time, with good support. Absolutely. Many times we don't have any experience, we don't have any training of how to be present with sometimes this war zone inside that's just churning and keeping us awake. And we keep talking about it and talking about it and discussing it and sharing it. Now, that is a way to basically keep feeding it. If it's just like, this tsunami of words and complaining, um, it's not dealing with the issue. It's not helping you liberate yourself from it. It's like this programming that's just running and running and running. And if you're running and running and running with it by talking about it and finding people, who agree with you, you are still in the matrix. And we want to get out of the matrix. We don't want to repeat what we've been in for who knows how many eons. And it's been intense the past, 5, 10 years. So we are at a precipice, and we have the ability, we have been given the gift of choice now. And I am sharing that with you right now because it needs to be spoken. It's almost like it needs to penetrate the programming for those who are lost in the program to hear what is really going on. And I'm not going into the details of the matrix, what's going on, because that's pure insanity. But it is still good to have an understanding of it or have some kind of an insight about it so we can let it go. We can't fix the matrix. The matrix is a mental mind something, a word that starts with an F. It's just nothing. It's just a program that runs, and we need to find a way to get out of that, to at least stop engaging and then come into the impact that that programming has had on us. Now we can be present with that energy that's just doing this thing. And now we can start learning, if you haven't learned it yet, to be present with that energy, to realize that this is your experience. This is my experience. I don't want to throw that on somebody. I don't want to regurgitate it with somebody else. I don't want to have it confirmed by the third person. We want to be free from now on. It is time to let it go. Let go of believing that anybody out there has the right to control our lives, because when we move out of the programming, we are all beautiful, pure beings. There's nobody bad out there. The matrix identity, that is good, bad, right, wrong, all that stuff. Not helpful to connect with your true essence. So the invitation is, we are here at the end of the cliff. Are we able to let go of the cliff and fly on our own energy? So what was so beautiful today to talk with these two beautiful beings is that they're really feeling that energy too. I'm not saying they weren't feeling it before, but it was like something cut through, and it was so obvious. And in that, you start sensing into what is possible now. Now that you take your energy out of the old paradigm, the matrix, where everything was just like battle, right, wrong. We take our hands off with support. I really want to emphasize that many of us need that support to learn how to navigate that inner emotional terrain without getting identified with it, without bypassing it, all that stuff, but just learning to purely be present with it, with your own presence. And then it starts melting, it starts dissolving because you're feeding it what it needs instead of thinking that, talking about it to everyone, that that's what you need. It's not helping. It might just help keep the story going and have somebody confirm it and whatever. Do it if you need to, it's your choice. But there is a much deeper way, and that is to learn to be present with it so it's being fed something so it can also be free. So the difference is, talking about it, arguing about it, being right or wrong about it, you're simply feeding the story that feeds the emotional discomfort. So this emotional discomfort remains, right? But if you stop doing this and instead of learn how to be present with this emotional discomfort, then you can feed it what it needs so it can be free also. So it can leap from this old paradigm in a way where it feels free, free to be yourself, free to create what you came here to create, free to tune into what your energies are and what they want to experience here, now. It's very, very different than trying to, doing the battle, the duality, the matrix thing. It's over. It is over, and we will experience it as being over when we choose to not engage in it anymore. And when we choose to take the step and get the support and do the inner deep work so we can let go of engaging with it. This is a very, very important step on the way that we learn to disengage and release and allow this energy to be freed. Now this energy, now it can start creating and becoming what we all came here to experience. So may I say, welcome to the new earth. We are now in those energies. And every time somebody is letting it go, more of us are creating a whole new way of being. And there are many people. This is not just today that I've heard it, but today it was like, and actually, my friend, she had also another friend who had a totally amazing experience realizing that the energies have shifted now. I don't know if it resonates with you or if you are curious about it. Maybe you're hopeful that that's true. And of course, we want it in our own experience. Otherwise, it's just hearsay and we're still believing somebody out there more than our own experience. But the invitation is to just do our best to not, what should I say, to not express that emotional disturbance out there too much. I mean, do it a little bit if the energy is too strong, just to steam off a little bit of that. But then you can choose just to not engage in the stories anymore and let them be buried just under the ground. We're done. You stay here at the end of the cliff. I'm not gonna give you my energy anymore, but I am going to use my energy to liberate what still feels like it's stuck in the matrix that wants to engage and argue and all that stuff. So we are at an amazing place and time. We really are. And I don't say this lightly because this energy is so exciting. It's so exciting what is possible now, living outside of the old paradigm. And then together, we are going to figure out how this new paradigm wants to manifest. And that's not something we have to figure out up here in the matrix, in the old paradigm. No, it doesn't exist here. This is just an instrument of receiving. We can receive it. It's not like it has to figure it out. We learn to receive from here, from here, from here, so that it can show us what this new paradigm or this next stage of evolution paradigm in this dimension is going to look like. We don't know what it's going to look like, but we all have a sense. It's like, gosh, yeah, it's going to be like this. This time around, I want this in my experience. I want this to happen in the world. So we have a sense of it, and that's enough. So now it's just a matter of hands off the old, work through, the turmoil inside. So you have enough presence available that you can just say, okay, now I want to listen. Now I want to receive and find out what is next.